We talk it out, no time to waste. Ooh, yeah. Face to face, we set the pace. Hey, hey. Love so strong, no need to race. We hold it tight in every space, making it last. Oh, making it last. Yeah, yeah. Through the future, through the past. Building it high, keeping it fast. Communication, making it last. Making it last. Oh, making it last. Yeah, yeah. Through the future, through the past. Building it high, keeping it fast. Communication, making it last.
It's time for another conversation. Welcome to Making It Last podcast, where it's all about helping us to have better relationships, not just with ourselves, but with other people. I'm Noreen Daly, and with me this time around is Leanne Pritchett. She she has a Bachelor of Arts degree in communicative disorders. And for those who don't know what that is, I'm going to ask her to explain that briefly. And also, since 2018, she's been teaching and working with a visually impaired community. And why is that important? Because what we're going to be unpacking today is the advantages of having special needs friends. But before we get into that, Leanne, tell me a little bit more about you on a personal level, why this topic is, personal for you, and also what the whole idea of communicative disorders, because somebody might see this and watch this and not sure what that means.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you for having me, first of all. So yes, I do have a bachelor's degree in communicative disorders, which is speech therapy.
Okay.
That's my background. I also have a master's degree in special education with 2 teaching credentials working with the visually impaired. The first one is orientation and mobility, which helps the visually impaired, blind and visually impaired get around knowing where they are in the environment safely, working with a white cane.
Okay.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as well. So I have that, and teacher of the visually impaired to help the blind and visually impaired community be able to access their educational curriculum and Braille and teaching all of that as well. And you were asking about me on a personal level. So the reason why this topic means a lot to me as well is I am learning disabled, and I was the kid that no teacher believed in. At one point, I had a teacher when I was growing up because I was a child model. I told my mom, just stick with that and not education, because I'm not going to go very far educationally. So yeah, it was interesting at best, and I was determined to prove them wrong. And I did.
Good. I think sometimes, not sometimes, educators need to be very careful of what they say, because I'm sure that happened, but maybe 30 plus years ago. I used to remember that. Yeah,
I do. It's ingrained. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So we can now go right into what we're going to be unpacking this time around. Advantages for having special needs, and special needs meaning what?
Yeah. So that's the label they put on people in special education.
Okay.
Special needs, and that's the community that just needs help, and it's a huge label, and it can incorporate many things. It can be someone who, let's say, is medically fragile, might have a certain syndrome where they actually have to come to school in a bed. We've had students like that. We've had students who have been diagnosed, let's say, with autism, cerebral palsy, a lot of the medically fragile community, where they need more specialized, individualized education. And again, and there's 2 parts to it too in the education system. There is the mild to moderate, which are people like me who didn't need a lot of help, but needed a little bit, because I'm learning disabled. And then there's moderate to severe, which are the more severe cases, medically fragile. As I said, some people might have, let's say I had a student years ago with a trach tube. They had a hole right here, and they had a tube put in there so they could breathe, and a nurse would have to come in once a week and clean that out because get gunk in there. Epileptic children, I mean, the whole gamut, because Well, the education system is changing, especially now. Uh, but people under that umbrella would get special needs and special help,
Okay. Okay.
educationally, medically, because at one point in time, the rule was free and appropriate public education for all. I know that's currently probably going to be changed the way
Okay.
things are going. I
Mhm.
don't want to get too much into that
Right.
aspect.
I can understand
But
that. All right. So what are
yeah,
some of the
yeah.
advantages of having special needs friends?
You know, they are the kindest, most, and I know I'm generalizing here, but 99% of the time, everyone I've met, they've just been real and genuine. And it's been really cool just having friends of any need, any denomination, anything. And I've seen it really help people flourish. We've had students that would come in from regular ed, would come into the classroom and just hang out with our kids, help these kids out. Years ago, I met a young lady helping out in one of the classrooms I was in with the
Mm-hmm.
deaf community.
Mm-hmm.
And this young lady was very troubled on her own, and she learned sign language. And she came in the class, and this kid who wore black all the time, had her hair in front of her face, was really unhappy. All of a sudden, she started wearing her hair back. She just flourished because she felt good about herself. It was almost like a trickle down effect where she felt good about herself. She knew she was helping. And she really just enjoyed her time in the room where she could also just be accepted
Ah,
for who she was, which was big, especially when you're in middle school. And it's just having people that might be different than you and knowing people that are different than you and helping them. It's a good feeling, and it opens you up to be more empathetic and more open to others in the world. Frankly, we really do need more of in general. So
mhm.
it's a really good it's really good for everyone involved all the way around in every aspect.
Do you think, Leanne, that that might be caused maybe from just ignorance, just not knowing how to relate to them? Why people probably just,
Kind of move
yeah,
back.
yeah,
Yeah,
kind of
because
just back off.
yeah, I think so. Because it could be really scary. Also, if you don't know how to deal with someone, right? If you see them with, let's say, some sort of medical device, or they can't speak properly, or
Mm-hmm.
they move differently, or they're in a wheelchair, yeah, it can be really scary if you don't understand it. And so I think fear holds a lot of people back, but like everyone else, they're human. They have wants, needs, feelings like everybody else on the planet. And like anyone else, the more you get to know someone and just enjoy who they are and respect who they are, the better off you'll be, the better off you'll feel. And, they may teach you how to do something you didn't know or give you a different perspective on things. You're like, oh, wow, that's really cool. Or let's say someone has like a phenomenal memory, can like really remember a lot. And you're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
cool. And you can't. Hey, maybe they can help you memorize things or something along that line. So it's pretty cool.
What do you think can be done then to heighten people's awareness of this, to say, hey, here is another side of our human community that sometimes we just don't
Yeah.
pay enough attention to?
It's better than it used to be,
Okay.
due to
True.
media,
Mm-hmm.
and availability. But if you can, if you have time, if people can volunteer, in for either a nonprofit, or if you
Mm-hmm.
know someone or hang out with someone or volunteer in a classroom, even for like one day a week, um, in any part of the community, because the more you're around something and the more you understand it, the less the fear goes away, because then you're understanding where someone's coming from, you understand the point of view, and you're around it more. And the media has gotten better about it. I will give them that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and to just continue to put a spotlight on it and not shy away from it. Because again, they're human and they have needs, and they're not less than anybody else.
I'm gonna flip the topic slightly, because even though, yes, we're focusing the whole idea of advantages, can you
Mhm.
foresee any disadvantages though? Because with anything where there's some positives in some way, they
Mhm.
are, or do you
Yeah.
think the advantages outweigh the disadvantages?
We talk it out, no time to waste. Ooh, yeah. Face to face, we set the pace. Hey, hey. Love so strong, no need to race.
We always want to give the impression that we are so accepting and open to others, but are we really? We're having a conversation about really reaching out to another part of the human community that have special needs. But we must take a break and get a word from our partners. We'll be right back.
Hi everyone, Delmas Brown here, National Debating Champion 2017, also graduate of Northern Caribbean University, Governor General Awardee for Excellence 2018, and also international researcher, international debater, among other things. Now, the reason behind this video is to introduce you to the world's best communications coach who has made all of these kinds of accomplishments possible. Now, for 4 years, I had the opportunity, or privilege rather, to be coached by Noreen Daly, a communications speech specialist who has done a very phenomenal job at ensuring that I no longer use unnecessary filler vocabulary, and who has also taught me the essence of communicating.
She's an MC for work or family, communicator with a remedy. Her service is high quality. Introducing Noreen Daly, host and founder of Making It Last, a fulfilling, engaging podcast. An exceptional woman for the task. Daily is the communication boss, the daily communicator. Will always make it greater and keep you reminiscing later. The daily communicator will always make it greater and keep you reminiscing later. Engaging, empowering, exceptional.
Langdo Language Institute was created to meet your language and communication needs. All of our packages were created just for you. We are passionate about language and dedicated to your success. We offer the CSEC English program, the Study Buddy program, the Get Ahead with English program, and the Business Communication program. Contact us at 767-285-0938 or email us at landolanguage@gmail.com, because the real question is, how can we help you?
Let's continue the conversation.
We talk it out, no time to waste. Ooh, yeah. Face to face, we set the pace. Hey, hey. Love so strong, no need to race.
Well, yeah, it can be hard for the whole family in general, economically.
Okay.
If you economically can be hard, a disadvantage that way for the families. You know, you have a family that may not have a lot of money. They're trying to keep a roof over their head. You have parents working 2 jobs, and you have a child that may have needs where you need to give them insulin a couple times a day. They may not be able to feed themselves. They may not be able to toilet themselves. You may need outside help, and it's
Okay.
not always available. And then with the Department of Education being restructured now, you don't always necessarily know where your equipment's going to come from. Let's say someone is blind or visually impaired and they need a brailler. They need things brailled. I mean, a brailler in and of itself is over $1,000, and that's just basic technology. That's not even high tech. So that can be a huge disadvantage, just the whole financial aspect of it, and worrying about if your child's educational needs are going to be met as well, because there is no guarantee of any of that. And even when they're in school, when they age out, there's that too. Because
Like what next?
yeah, because when they're 22, they age out, and at that point, if you don't have any program or anything set up, then a lot of time these kids who we took really great care of while they were in school, now they're just sitting at home. They're just sitting there all day, you know. and it's not fair to them. It's not fair to society. So there is that aspect of it too. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
And
okay.
people's prejudices. Yeah. That too.
People's, said it again?
People's prejudices too. Yeah. As we were talking about.
Mm, mm,
That's a disadvantage too. Yeah.
okay, okay, okay. But based on your own experience, so you definitely think
Yeah.
that the advantages definitely outweigh the
Outweigh.
disadvantages, yes?
Yeah, I do. I really, really do. Sorry, that's one of my cats, right?
No, that's fine, that's fine,
Uh,
that's fine.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I do think they outweigh quite a bit. Yeah,
Okay, okay. One of
even
the
with
things
all
that
the
you
challenges.
Okay. One of the things that you said initially, and I'm just going back to it in case there's something else you want to have, is the whole idea that with that particular young lady, you notice that, it almost say change her personality because she had this whole level of acceptance because of where she
Yeah.
was. And, she
Hmm.
started engaging with special needs individuals. Any
Hmm.
other advantages you'd like to highlight?
Um, just how it builds a very loving and accepting community, and it's one of those things that we led by example. Because at first, a lot of people, even in the school we were in, were very afraid of our students. And as I got to know them, they're like, wow, these kids are really cool. Tiger, you're okay. And they started to really accept them. And it just built a sense of community and a sense of well-being. And it really did trickle down throughout the school too, because then we had a lot of kids who wanted to come to our classroom and were asking their teachers to come to our room.
Nice.
Uh, no matter who they were. So it was really, really cool just to see that build and grow and see how capable our students were. I mean, they may have had to do things a little differently, but again, all that acceptance and just love and compassion just went really, really far. And a lot of students were empathetic to what our students were going through, and they in turn would be that way to their fellow students as well. So it was pretty cool.
Good, good. We started off the episode somewhat on a negative tone with you saying that there was a teacher who, when you were
Mhm.
younger, left
Yeah.
that impression on you that you wanted. I want us to end on a positive note. Since then, who are the
Yeah.
persons or how has, your own community, whether it is your professional community or otherwise, supported you?
Yes, my parents, first and foremost. When I was younger, again, as I was saying, I wasn't very well believed in educationally, but my mom knew something was wrong with me. And when I was 5 years old, she got my tutors and my tutors as well. I went to them from when I was 5 until I was 17. And they made sure that, okay, I may have had to learn differently. I may not understand the way the teacher's teaching, but it didn't make me any less than or any less capable of. And actually, one of my tutors just passed away. They were a couple. They were, and they made sure that I got through school, and they were always there for me. And I took that in, and it was a really great example for me, and that put me on the path that I went on. Because I knew that no matter what challenges I faced, I could do it, and I'd have to
Nice,
find a way to face those challenges
nice,
and
nice.
just reorganize how I do things.
Nice, nice. As
Yeah.
as we're wrapping up, what is the one main idea you want people to get from this conversation?
I just want people to know that people are people, and no matter what challenges they have, just to really, if you can, not prejudge them because you're only seeing a snapshot where someone is at that point in time, where they are at that point in time, and you don't know what's totally going on. So just try to be as accepting as you can and as open as you can, and lead by example. Be the example that you want other people to see, and really be that positivity and be that note for people. And because if they see how you're reacting, then they'll react that way too. So just really love and accept others, and if they have a challenge, so be it. They're still really cool people, and you can really gain a lot from knowing them.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I love the idea that you ended with the whole idea of people are people. Love it, love it, love
Yes.
it. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
This was Making It Last podcast, where it's all about helping us to have better relationships, not just with ourselves, but with other people. I'm Mary Julie. Until next time.
We talk it out, no time to waste. Face to face, we set the pace. Love so strong, no need to race. We hold it tight in every space, making it last. Oh, making it last. Yeah, through the future, through the past. Building it high, keeping it fast. Communication, making it last. Making it last. Oh, making it last. Yeah, through the future, through the past. Building it high, keeping it fast. Communication, making it last.